Bunnycast, number 32. The Great Bunnycast Expansion. Bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum, 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 ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum,
Diaphragm. You gotta get your diaphragm into it.
Okay, once more, with feeling.
Okay, welcome to another episode of the Bunnycast. As we mentioned, number 32, we are recording this on May 7th, 2010. I am your hostess, Dane Helennet, also known today as Ranma. We have with us the Right Reverend Lord Sir Killerfish of the Keenfans, also known as Tenchi.
I'm in.
As usual, we have the usual Squato playing the role of Naruto. We also have Sir Xepharon the Prepared, filling in as Ichigo, and Sir MDM the Persistent is Goku.
I was waiting for Squato to be going along the lines of, believe it!
No, I'm trying to see if I can do it like a smoker that does 50 packs a day! Screw the original! Screw the ninja rules! I have Lunkensar!
If it's 50 packs a day, it'd be more along the lines of,
Believe it! Mike Wazowski. That sounds like a god be doing it like this. Kage Butsu no Jutsu.
Okay.
I wish I could believe.
Let's cover a little bit of forum news. I'm just going to pop through a few off-the-topic headlines here. It looks like Tay Swift fan, I think it is, has started up a new Pokemon blog. Why they posted it to EGS is frankly beyond me. But
it's a natural connection there.
I remember yelling at that dude when he first started because he's like, I forget exactly what he did, but I looked in his thread and I'm like, what the hell are you trying to do here? Let me see if I can find it.
Well, in any case, that's my Pokemon blog 2 at blogspot.com, which says that somebody else has mypokemonblog.blogspot.com, which means you're not that original.
You know what? I was actually about to ask, what about my Pokemon blog 1? There's a market there. Someone could corner him.
There is that. Let's see.
Shapes of my nasal pickings.blogspot.com.
Okay, that just did not need to know ever.
That probably exists. It's probably a real blog too. Let's see.
Rule 34.
Black Spike 27 for advice on a new vehicle. Not many people on the forums will probably have.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he.
Go on.
This dude double posted in the newbie intro forum, and I came in and started yelling at him.
Okay, so
Stop posting the
Earl
worst
Gets
crime.
Lonely has surfaced, one of our founder knights. Usually he's generally a lurker, but he is looking for finished webcomics. And given that we just did a podcast about the Dead Webcomics Society, I would say that anybody who wants to post their dead webcomics that they enjoyed, this would probably be a good forum to post them to, although he is saying finished as in plot lines completed and all that kind of thing. So just keep that
I was
in mind.
actually thinking you were referring to Finnish as in Finland.
No. I can't read
I'd like
that.
to read finished webcomics.
Because isn't he actually Finnish himself?
Not as far as I know.
Maybe. I don't know, and I can't be bothered to check.
Well, I know we've got Finnish bunnies on there anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Although, yeah,
No,
actually,
he lives here in California.
he could still want to speak if read something that sounds in Finnish.
In any case, Jake R. is taking up programming and looks like he's looking for feedback. Whoever Anti-Man 9 is, he's asking for some pretty basic stuff he could have looked for on his own in the thread. What do I do? Basically,
Google.
if you're going to post a question to the forums about how to use the forums, make sure you explore what you can on your own first, because this kind of thing I found literally in the first day of my use.
You know what? It's one of those when people do things like that, I just throw Google links at, and by that, just Google itself.
Right. Skip that one. Okay, that pretty much covers it for forum news. Not terribly
Actually-
in depth.
Oh, wait. I just remembered something else. Forum news.
Wait.
Yeah. There's just some idiot comes in the general discussion thing and he's like, my friend's a troll. He might be coming in here and start trolling people. It's called The Trolls Are Coming. And I'm like, I started reading through it and I get down to post like 65 and I'm like, okay, this is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. And I come in and I actually said as much, right? Let me find my post here.
Do these people actually recognise that? Do these people actually recognise that the admins of 910 actually vet everyone before they become a member of the forums? So if you've got a name that's like, say, the Trolls Are Coming, they'll go, no, you're not allowed.
I think I can see where
that was the name of the thread, not the name of the person.
That would require some sort of common sense.
The name of the person is Red Shirt.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, well, then they got the good warning that the admins will go, oh, okay, that's the name. They're obviously that one person, so not allowed. Yes, they do actually have a list.
Yeah, well, we know that, but yeah, and I don't think that's really widely understood, because most forums it's just you throw your sign-in information in and you're in.
Yeah.
I actually got a chance to talk with somebody who really understands the background and the in-depth of how 910 works, and I'm surprised how much is involved with getting signed on. Now, my one concern, going to tangent here, my one concern about all that is that if you're limiting based on who is on an approved A-list, and you are never ever going to allow anybody that's not on that approved A-list, even if that approved A-list is growing, just as people are submitting their names, the instant let's say you slack off, your forum stops growing. And anybody who's been on the internet for like 5 minutes knows that you only get more traffic if you allow your site to grow, or if you grow your site.
Hang on. You only get more traffic. Hang on, I better write this down. Right.
Yes, you only get more traffic if you have a continuously updated web page with new stuff on a frequent basis.
Or at least a scheduled basis.
You staff frequent. Okay.
And just to clarify a little more, frequent means more than once a year.
Peter's Wolf.
That's a novel concept.
How about once every 3 years?
That's way too wide.
See, originally,
that
when Indian was talking about that thread about the trolls coming and what have you, he'd said something about how he thought it was probably a dumb thread. And now I'm sitting here thinking, well, if he posts that, then people are immediately going to go that he's the troll.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And then they actually had a revelation like that, like page 3 or 4, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're the troll, burn him with fire!
She's a witch! Burn her!
Oh,
wait.
You tell me I'm nude.
How do we know she's a witch?
I hated that movie in high school. The Crucible, right? Yeah.
What? No.
Well, they had that too.
On the Holy Grail.
You lose your geek card.
Hey, they had that quote exactly in the Crucible as well.
The new quote?
How do we know if she's a witch?
See if she
float. What else
floats?
A really small
duck.
A duck floats.
And if she weighs the same as a duck, then she's made of wood. And if she's made of wood, she's a witch. Burn!
Okay.
No, that line, if I remember right, was actually in The Crucible as well, which is not a funny movie so much as a high school movie that you're like required to watch for some bullshit reason.
Yeah,
but
made, I don't
but
know.
that was also in that movie. That's why I was like, wait, The Crucible? Why are we quoting that? I don't know. And then you say Monty Python. I'm like, oh, duh.
You mean schools?
Motorcycle.
Encourage people.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Hard games on motorcycles and birds.
The safety word's not working.
What was that, Killerfish?
I said schools in America are encouraging people to burn people as witches.
Oh my god!
Man, your education system sucks. It sucks royally.
You will get no objection from me on that. I will tell you right now, and we are so freaking tangenting. My wife and
You're insinuating we had a topic to begin with.
My wife and I are thinking about doing homeschooling for the specific reason that we have absolutely no confidence that if we put our daughter through the public school system, by the time she graduates high school, she will have any practical real-world knowledge whatsoever.
Well,
there is advantages to homeschooling, but on the flip side, there is a lot of problems. One is with mixing, if you get around it. But then again, there's also the big thing that people have with homeschooling is really how stupid a lot of the homeschooling textbooks and that are.
Yes. Oh my God! Not again.
Thank whoever is sending you that text message on behalf of the Bunnycast. All right,
I think Zep's friends just wait until something is said and then they just send text.
Actually, they seem to do it for me, which is the odd thing. Whenever I make a particular comment, that it's the only way for me.
It's when Squato. I think this goes back to the earlier topic. Blame Squato. Blame Squato.
Oh my God! Zep's friends are spying on Squato so that they can send text messages.
Wait a minute.
to Zep.
Zep's in the military. It all makes sense now.
You assume there's some sort of intelligence there.
Okay, let's move on to
military intelligence.
Is an oxymoron. Yes, we know.
I was going to say one with the forum news, and that's the old Mayhem forums, because apparently there's been a bit of some of the people that are still there have been making noise about how they're unhappy with the way that it's dying. There's just no action there, but nothing news there. There's just trolling and people fighting and all this stuff. Crap. It's like, how was it any different from before?
There's no new people to make fun of.
breaking news: the sun rose this morning. Film at 11.
Monorail cat, 6-car pile up this morning.
Use your feet to walk. Also, cheese tastes nice, and politicians are corrupt.
Breaking news: 73.
The cow goes moo. The dog goes woof. The politician goes, I don't recall.
Breaking news: 76.3% of statistics are made up on the spot. More news at 11.
Okay, for comic news.
That reminds me. Hey, what do you call skydiving politicians? Skeet!
Fail.
What do you call 5,000 dead politicians at the bottom of the ocean?
Fail.
A damn good start.
Motorcycle.
No, that wasn't fail. That was a good joke. It's just old. Comic news. Die. Turtles die. Also known as...
Turtles die.
Susan loses her geek card. I don't care. She loses her geek card. I don't care if she's
Forever.
Every single Star Trek movie. She loses her geek card.
Yeah, I lost
now,
my
why
one.
is that?
Where can I get a new geek card?
Because Susan hates the Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
I'm sorry.
Hates Princess Bride.
I'm sorry. The best one I've seen was 2 strips ago. Don't bother. We're next to the shoulder, and I'm magic. I'll just get out of here. You'll what? What?
Yeah, you know what? I really despised the reactions to that comic because everyone was all, "Oh, this doesn't move along the story. Oh, this is terrible comic." It's like, it was funny as hell. Look out, cows!
Oh my god!
Also, that was good.
The next one was
But he loved how he did put a point. He did put a point at the bottom about how that's not going to be an NP comic. He knows it technically could be put down because people would argue it should be, but he feels it works in the context of the comic, so therefore should belong to the comic.
It absolutely does. It works perfectly. Besides,
What I find funny is people think they know better than the person who's writing the comic.
isn't that classic? Isn't that just?
I love the next strip as well. That's not my opinion. I was speaking for your uterus. Well, don't.
Please stop speaking for my internal organs. I don't want to know what my pancreas is thinking.
Okay.
My liver hates you, so I must kill it with alcohol.
My pancreas.
But yes, because of Susan's comment, my name is Antigua Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Okay. Miscellaneous news. Killerfish, you're up.
Yes, the British election has resulted in a hung parliament, which means neither the Conservatives or the Labour Party has got a majority of the electoral vote.
Ooh. I was going to say, a hung parliament? You mean you guys are on the right track after all?
Putting political
Yay.
news just in, David Cameron has offered a deal to Liberal Democrats to try and form coalition so that they will have the majority vote.
Now, your Skype is breaking up. This is where I get to say something that I think might be amusing. Now, I think you might have either said Dave Cameron or James Cameron. I'm not sure which.
James
because
offers a deal to the Liberal Democrats. agrees to make even more liberal propaganda into the next Avatar film.
with extra Smurfs.
Blue cat people.
well, he might
I
actually
thought they
make
were
some of
cute.
these politicians look real.
Ooh. That was better than mine. I applaud and salute you.
Wow. That was...
Wow, I'm laughing into a Coke can. Oh, my God.
Okay.
I haven't, or I'm not feeling good, and it's actually messing with my inhibition thing in the center of my brain.
It's also messing with your internet.
And you're breaking badly.
His sickness is infiltrating onto the internet. He is the source of the internet viruses. I have to be kind of quiet.
Killerfish that joke earlier.
Killerfish is Proto Skynet. No, he's Proto Skynet.
Okay, Squato, you're up.
I was going to say with the one with the British election is that it could be interesting to see how this goes off in the long run, because it's either going to be a case of that you'll have one of the people, whoever works to be the opposition party, they could work out to be either do a good job, and that is that they actually go, well, yeah, we're going to be a legitimate opposition, we're going to try and work with the government, that type of stuff. Or they could just do the usual tactic of try and go, we don't like this plan, and just screw up everything as normal. Meaning,
so you're talking about the United States Democratic Party.
Let me finish. because if they have one of the parties actually does stuff legitimate and says, look, we're going to work with the constituencies what they want, yeah, they can have a good party who next election has a good chance, because they can say, look, this is what we did when we were opposition. Well, obviously we can do a good job in parliament, in power. As opposed to what more likely is going to happen, which is they're just going to go, nope, we don't like this, and basically do nothing. And then when they comes to the next election, vote for us because we obviously care for you.
So you're talking about the
politicians doing nothing. That sounds pretty much what they do anyway.
Squato, I didn't know you were into American politics so much. It sounds wow. I mean, you've perfectly nailed it.
He's a spy. He's a spy.
I do have to make a small comment there.
No, he's a suspected terrorist. We need to ban him from the internet.
I was going to make a small comment.
He copied a file?
With your thing about, that's American politics. Yeah. I'm getting annoyed with that comment because I've heard that so many times with Americans of the late, which is anything with politics. Wow, other people have politics besides America? Oh my God, there's a world outside!
Well, you'd actually be surprised.
Try speaking America. It's the only language I understand.
In America. No, you'd actually be surprised how many Americans are actually unaware that there's places outside of the country.
Yeah.
In America.
Just how
I've been
many
watching
times I've
Yu-Gi-Oh!
heard...
Abridged.
Yeah, we could tell. But yeah, how many times I've heard that comment or variation on that comment the last 2 weeks, it's just made me go, please stop saying something that stupid.
My brain cells are dying slowly.
Well, okay, Squato, that was not implying that America's the only country on the planet. That was making a commentary on how you were saying, quote, the opposition party could be a bunch of juvenile, insipid morons who do nothing except oppose every idea that comes from the opposite party. And
except for when it comes to voting to raise their own income.
Exactly. And what I was saying is, wow, that sounds like, insert the name of political party here, which that joke can apply to literally any country on the planet. But what I was saying is that, wow, that sounds like the United States Democratic Party.
Yeah, that's what I understood. And in fact, I could have made the similar joke with Australian politics, but the thing is what I've been noticed is as I said, I've noticed it from people and Americans. It seems to be a general thing. It's not against America, particularly those that actually have realised that what's been going on with the British politicians, or the political system, why this vote's important, etc. But just people like, wow, there's people have elections overseas. I did not know that. Why did I not know that? Like, read.
Yeah. I've actually got a plan to deal with all politicians. It's a very simple plan.
Does it involve fire?
No. Zeph, do you have any military contacts which allow me to loan a bazooka?
Yes, it's called Google.com. It's called Google.com.
Cool. Okay, my plan is going to go into effect.
We do is point and shoot.
Or if you want to follow
and shoot. That's all you need to know.
Smith & Wesson, the original point-and-click interface.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I like how Americans laughed more at that than Australia.
Oh, I'm going to take that back to the unit way. It.
You know what? You saying that with the going back to the unit, that actually merges in quite well with the next topic.
Oh God, no!
Which is okay. This one is
yes,
much because
a lot of people have already seen and heard of the soldiers doing the dance to Lady Gaga, which for having the materials that are accessible overseas, I have to say that as bored as we get over there, and for what we have access to, that video was actually very well done, as crappy as it is. Yes, the Lady Gaga video.
Their version of telephone.
I've not seen this. There's a high likelihood I never will.
We were that bored. Let me put it to you this way. I was so bored over there. That is the place that I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube legitimately.
You mean you don't pull it apart and put it back together again like everybody else does? Or is that just me?
Just you.
It's a lot
Cheater.
of people,
There's a guy.
No, I do it legitimately. I'll show you sometime.
There's a guy at work who can do it literally blindfolded.
I'm not that nerdy.
How well does he do it without the blindfold?
Damn, I can actually see the colours now.
Although I can, one-handed behind my back, checkerboard it.
That's cool. Okay,
I'll show you that too.
So yeah, that's the thing. Got a reaction online about people are laughing about it, and it's interesting. And as I said, purely just to annoy Xeph, that's why it's on this. We're discussing it.
It's not annoying. It's actually kind of funny. I mean, they actually did stuff creative. I mean, the most that we did was make makeshift Roman armor and drive in the Humvee wearing Roman armor with the 50 cal.
Which you will need. He has shown me the photos of that. He is fucking.
Just got this mental image of Seth Humvee with a lance, not just else.
I'm sorry. Much to my upsetness, and I know that's not a word, but much to my dismay, the hard drive that image was stored on has crashed, and that data is irrecoverable. I no longer have it.
I actually have a copy of it still.
Ooh!
Please send that to me. Please send that to me. I'm seriously.
Send it to everyone.
Yeah, send it to everybody in the Skype call, like right now.
Okay.
Skynet.
Well, let me see. What's
Skynet.
No, Skynet can't have it. No, cookies for Skynet.
Skynet wants it. Skynet
No,
wants
man,
this
Skynet. Don't make
and
me
I
get my
just send my Terminators back into the past
So
and get
who
that image.
wrote this
Skynet is
items tomorrow when the war begins? On
That was
action?
That was
Skynet
me,
is-
and that's because I had to discuss. This came from. I might need to just explain what tomorrow whenever. When the war
Skynet
begins. But
is a terrorist. Ban it from the internet.
good to know.
You must ban it with fire.
Squato, go.
Ban it with fire.
Okay. And they stop running it around. Okay, good. Okay, tomorrow when the war begins, I'll do the quick version here. It's basically a book that was written in the mid-ish 90s. The first one came out about 93. It's a book series from Australia. In terms of how popular it was, think of it as equal to how things like Twilight was, or it still is, and Harry Potter was, how big the reaction is to how the people were reading it, particularly kids. And as to what the story's about, basically, someone invades Australia, and a bunch of kids have to act as freedom fighters.
Right, and nobody outside of Australia has heard of this book.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
I didn't read and know about it until I was about year 9 or so when I had to read it for school, and then it was quite impressive. So I went through the rest of the series in about a month, and there's 7 books in it.
Is it just me, or am I totally off track here when I say that? Kind of, it's kind of vague, but it reminds me of Lord of the Flies.
Actually, the one that apparently is pissing off Americans is because they reckon it's ripping off, what's the story? Red Dawn. It's the Australian version of Red Dawn, so obviously it's wrong and shouldn't be liked.
Should be called Orange Dawn. Or Orange Dusk.
Green
In reverse.
Green Twilight? No.
Well, one of the stories is Tomorrow the Dawn.
Something.
But yeah, so basically, as I said, it's basically about a group of kids who they go on a holiday. When they come back, they find their country has been invaded, and they just decide to act as freedom fighters to stop their country to free their country from what's been going on. It's interesting in the sense that it doesn't give details about who the invaders are, which is a big point because that's a sticking point with a lot of people trying to work out who the invaders are. Since, Australia is not likely to be invaded by Indonesia or things like that. So obviously, this is a bullshit story.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing about something completely unrelated, but it's still funny.
And okay, so yeah, that's basically how it goes on.
Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh yes, fish sticks. Fish sticks are a nice source of protein for anybody who really needs needs the added.
But yeah,
what the hell are you going on about? What is that? What are you doing?
Okay, Xepharon. New York City attempts bombing. Or attempted bombing, I should say. Go on.
Well, for the people that actually haven't heard of this yet, some guy put together a really crappy makeshift bomb somewhere in New York.
Terrorist.
Yeah, in a SUV or vehicle of some kind that was paid for in cash. So there's no credit trail or anything like that. And made a really
Which is the only smart thing he did.
Yeah, made a really crappy bomb that didn't work, made the vehicle start smoking a lot instead of actually blow up like it was planned to. So someone called the cops. Cops got there in like 5 minutes, which is still too slow if it were an explosive that worked. And it turns out there was 3 propane tanks, 2 gas cans, a bunch of metal pieces for shrapnel, and this thing was supposed to be pretty good size. It was going to kill several thousand people at once. Anymore though, there's a little bit more information. The guy who did this was Faisal Shahzad. Had a money courier actually help him out with some money, and there's been I want to say several $1,000s had already been passed through hands through this way. He paid for the vehicle with $1,300 bills, and then he took that vehicle to try to blow it up in Times Square. Yeah, that's right. A T-shirt vendor saw smoke coming from the vehicle and alerted police. So, still more on that. The guy had basically quit his job. Him and his family packed up everything in their house in like an hour that they could get or wanted to take with them, and drove there, took a taxi to the airport, and was on the plane while it was still on the runway when they got him. So that's pretty much the story so far in a nutshell.
Okay, now, pop quiz. Why did he do it?
He wanted the publicity for his shop.
God.
See? You don't know, do you?
I didn't say that.
It's not mentioned in the article.
Remember.
In fact, if you scour the media coverage, you won't find it.
I think they had said it at one point, but
at one point.
But it's been under hush, so no one really knows why. It's just suddenly
if you were paying attention.
But there was something about ties way back to the what country?
No, that's an associated tie.
Right.
Why did it happen?
Like I said, that's been under hush. I heard it once, and with my memory, I flat out fucking forgot.
I remember.
So, do tell.
You elephant.
What the hell was that?
Someone... You know what? I don't even try and guess.
My attempted elephant impersonation.
South Park. Muhammad.
Right.
Joke.
Yes.
Didn't we talk about that? We recently talked about this on a recent podcast.
Yeah. Remember Homer? I was actually in Manhattan on the day after that, and I was texting Homer, and I told him that where I was, and he's like, "Oh, I want you to go kick the building for me," but he's like, I don't know where that is, and he went looking for it, and he's like, "Oh, the website's down, damn it."
I still don't know which building.
I would have actually gone looking for it if I knew where it was. I would have kicked it for him. I would have taken a picture.
An interesting point, and I'm not sure if this was said in the podcast or if I heard this elsewhere. If you're pissed off at the American government, do us and the rest of the world a favor. Actually hit the government, not civilians that have nothing to do with it. Actually, like
that guy with the tax, who flew the plane into the tax office.
Actually, to be pissed off at the government, hit the government. I mean, I'm sorry, the rest of us really can't. Unfortunately, dear world, we don't always like what our government does. Unfortunately, the people that are in charge seem to have all the money and call all the shots. So, in the meanwhile, all we can really do is sit by and wait until they get fat from all the food and everything that they stuff down their gullets, and eventually they'll suffocate in their own rotting piles of flesh. Until then, not a whole lot we can do. But as soon as that does happen, we'll invite you all over to have a big giant bonfire as we burn the corpses.
Yay! And
fire!
Badly quoted and paraphrased from To the Ranting Griffin, just so I can make sure that disclaimer's there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you paraphrased it, because otherwise it would have gone on for about 5 more minutes and contained so many swear words, it would have basically been a long string of censor bleeps.
I love how you're familiar with
bleep.
I love how you're familiar with 2. 2 is awesome. Oh, is that the image?
Looks
No, it's not the image. The 2D V929 thing. Yeah.
Very
good.
Wow. Well, wow, that's downloading. Moving on.
Well, okay, I have one side note to say about the guy who tried to blow up Times Square.
Nice move,
and
retard.
I'm going to actually quote a gentleman named Stephen Bainbridge from the internet somewhere.
Damn, I was hoping you were going to say Steven Seagal.
It is increasingly clear that the TSA's onerous, invasive, time-consuming, and hugely expensive airport security procedures are little more than theater. How else do you explain the fact that you and I practically have to strip to get on board a plane, but Times Square bomber Faisal Shahzad not only managed to get onto an Emirates flight to Dubai, but that flight had begun to taxi for takeoff before someone in customs called the plane back to the gate.
Yes.
Ta-da!
I love it.
It's like, how many times do the American people have to be hit over the head with the stupid that is American security theater before they realize this shit don't do nothing? I used to enjoy flying. I don't anymore because of the shit that you have to go through just to get on the fucking plane.
All right, we're going to have to ask you to bend over and spread them one more time.
Wow.
I can't say that's wrong.
Well, this time, do it with a smile on your face. Come on, don't be upset about it.
Okay, one last news item. I'd just like to point out that for all of those of you who happen to vote for President Obama, looking for a little bit of that hopey-changey thing, well, guess what? You got your hopey-changey thing. You have voted to have the ability to steal your parents' money and your neighbor's money and your older brother's money, and when it finally comes time to do it, your money too, because
you can steal your own money. Hooray.
Because the plan that President Obama pushed through for health care, this supposed health care reform bullshit, probably a good 60% of the Fortune 500 companies, with many more companies already announcing their intentions to do so as well, are cutting off their employee benefits packages for things.
Squato, what the hell is this picture you linked? Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh yeah, I sent, didn't it? What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Yet another one of Squato's inappropriate images.
Well, it does say
chat roulette.
Anyway, I have my own ideas for the American healthcare system.
So anyway, continue.
It involves a bottle of painkillers and some bandages, and we give one to each person.
You're allocated one of these per month.
Oh, exactly. So this is the Left 4 Dead method of healthcare.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's survival of the species
Is it
as
tanks?
well. Those who are unhealthy die. Those who are healthy survive.
The ones who die come back as zombies.
Well, I mean, if it was like Left 4 Dead, you could bandage my ankle and cure my headshot wound.
I'm all for alternative methods of treatment.
We just rub some aloe vera on your neck.
Rub some aloe vera. Yeah. God.
We gave you CPR for your bullet shot wound to the head.
Red versus blue.
How the hell does that
America's
work?
answer to Monty Python. Thank you.
Which is why I own the entire series currently. Yes. I need to watch them again.
So, what does it mean that these big companies are cutting off healthcare benefits to their employees? After all,
they're saving money.
63% of the people who voted for President Obama aren't on any payroll, let alone get any benefits from any employer. Well, guess what?
Well,
all of the jobs that you're going to be getting in the future, you're going to be taxed probably on the order of 50 to 80% in order to pay for public programs like paying for everybody's health care. So your actual take-home pay is going to be absolutely piddling. And guess what? If you look at world economies, country economies, even local economies, like all the way down to being township size, the higher the taxes, the more depressed the economy. The more depressed the economy, the less money people get to make. The less money people get to make, you don't get to play your damn Xbox.
So what you're saying is, in addition to paying taxes to pay for people in prison, on welfare, on unemployment benefits, and other things like that, we get to add one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Yay! I'll be right back.
Now, word from our sponsors.
And
are you suffering from
that would have been a great
overabundance
time
of minstrels? If you are, we can help you. With our 100% guaranteed get rid of minstrels plan. Guaranteed to get rid of minstrels.
Tanks.
Okay.
All you need is tank.
I think this is actually a really good time for us to take a break. So,
no!
Everybody, we're going to come back to you all.
I'm back.
Will I get paid for it?
No, you don't get paid for it. Because all my money is going to the healthcare plan.
I hate you. I hate you.
Hey, don't hate him. He's paying for it. So am I.
Minstrels.
Homer. Hey, don't hate on Homer. What did he do to you?
So, with that rant over, we're going to go ahead and go to break. So, see you all next week.